All right, got a big presentation due. Let's keep rolling on this, but God, okay, I really just don't have time for this. This is stressing me out. What am I gonna do? Oh God, all right. Well, maybe what I want for lunch. I don't know, what am I doing? Come on, focus. All right, keep working. Let's do this. I don't know, maybe, yeah, you know what? I got some time. Let me meditate. That might help clear my mind. Yeah, this will be good. I'm glad. This should really help. Hopefully just clear my mind and oh yeah, here we go.
Good evening. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Eric Winkler, and this is Epic Voyage, where I help you navigate uncertainty and become the hero of your own story. Tonight, we have the ultimate Mindfulness Meditation Competition, where we're going to take the Calm app versus the Waking Up app head to head in 3 rounds to see who will become the victor. Make sure you stay to the end of the 3 rounds, because in the post-fight review, we'll break it down for you and give you our own suggestion on which app will be best suited for you based off of your current level of meditation experience. And we'll even provide to you a way for you to get 1 month free on the Waking Up app. Personally, I've used both of these apps for almost a year now, and honestly, I've gotten tremendous value out of both of them. Now, before we jump into the fight, let's actually meet both apps to see what they have to bring to the table in tonight's showdown. All right, so let's jump into the Waking Up app by Sam Harris first. So if you go over to your profile over here, you can actually see all of your statistics for how much you've meditated, as well as other standard things you'd expect out of any app, like setting reminders. Then in your home page, you actually have all of your featured content, where it'll refresh periodically with new content that it'll suggest for you. And then over here, you have your timer section, where if you not necessarily want to actually do a guided meditation, but you still want to track your statistics, you can actually just adjust it to however long you want to meditate for. So really, there's 2 other main sections here. There's theory and practice. So I'll jump into theory first. So you have your lessons, which are really excerpts from Sam Harris's book called Waking Up, where he teaches you different mindfulness and consciousness theory, as well as then jumps into conversations, where he actually has one-on-one podcast type of feels with actually subject matter experts. And then you have Q&A, where Sam will answer a lot of questions that people come up with, directly from feedback from his application. Then in practice, you actually have a daily meditation that refreshes every day that you can set for 10 or 20 minutes. Then you have your introductory course, which actually, if you buy this application, it actually forces you to use and actually finish all 28 days before you use any other bit of content, so that way you're prepared for it. Then you have meta meditation, which is all about loving kindness. You've got pre-recorded, lengthier meditations, as well as walking meditations in here. Then it gets into the way more advanced section that I really don't recommend until later on in your journey, where you get exposed to the Zen Buddhist koan way. You have contemplative action, which is all about listening to a poet, as well as then the headless way, which Sam talks about, where it's all about losing that egocentric view of the world, effortless mindfulness, as well as then actually meditation for children. So that way, if you want to get your children into meditation, there's a whole process for that as well. So let's jump into the Calm app. So here you can see there's a background that you can adjust, and there's music, but I'll just shut that off for right now. You can adjust the background as you like. And then really, if you jump into more and go to your profile, you can see then the statistics around how much you've been meditating, pretty standard, just like Waking Up. And then if you go back to the homepage, this is where there's all this suggested content that changes as you interact with the app. So you can find something, just really quickly based off of what your needs are. So then you can see at the bottom, there's really 4 main sections here. So the first one is sleep, which Calm is really well known for, and you can actually find a sleeping meditation or a story that you want to help you guide you to sleep, which is pretty great. Then in meditation, it's really geared towards what your needs are. So if it's sleep, anxiety, stress, work, relationships, your emotions, and really it's geared towards either having a 7-day or a 30-day series, or it might just be, some one-off meditations that will help you with whatever your needs are. Then there's the music section, which is pretty cool because you can actually listen to different music based off of different genres. There's a plethora of options here that you can explore. And then in the more section, there's even more content. So you've got the Spark, which is really like their branded conversations with subject matter experts on specific topics that are geared more toward, again, like a conversation. Then if you jump over into check-ins, this is where it feels very much like a journal that you would have for therapy, where you'd actually track how you're feeling or what you're grateful for over time. There's breathing exercises, which is a pretty cool feature. Then you actually have Calm for Kids, just like Waking Up, and so those are all geared towards children. Then you have Calm for Work, where it's actually content that you can find outside of this, but it's really all geared towards helping you be more mindful at work or any kind of music that you would need. And then there's Calm Masterclass, which is really an interesting piece because there's a lot of different courses here on a bunch of different topics, and you can kind of learn as you go from these, doctors, from these authors, etc. And then lastly, there's Calm Body, which is really focused on actually making sure that you're connecting with your body. So there can be morning stretches, post-workout stretches, middle of the day stretches, whatever it might be, which is pretty sweet. So yeah, that's Calm in an overview. So before we jump into the action, let's explain how the scoring works, as well as the criteria for each of the 3 rounds. Each app will be awarded a number between 1 and 10 after each round. After all 3 of the rounds, we'll average out all the numbers, and then the one with the highest number will be the victor. So our apps are going to go against each other for 3 rounds. Each round will be completely different. Round number 1 will be about pricing. Round number 2 will be about ease of use, and round number 3 will be about range of functionality. Let's get into our first round, which is all about pricing. The Waking Up app costs $99 per year, so we awarded it 7.5. The Calm app actually comes in at $69 per year, and so we gave it 8.5. So for this one, the Calm app wins simply because it's cheaper. Let's jump into round number 2, which is ease of use. For Waking Up, for ease of use, there's really 3 main points here. I feel that the layout is actually very straightforward and easy to discover content because you really only have these 2 sections where you have theory and practice, where in theory you can actually see lessons, conversations, and Q&A. And then in practice, you actually then just have these very basic, straightforward categories as you progress. The layout is actually very simple and straightforward. It's easy to find the content you're looking for. And then the last piece is, like I said, this introductory course you actually need to finish before you get to unlock any other content, which I find is actually really good because it sets you off on the right foot, especially if you're brand new to meditation. All right, so ease of use for Calm, basically there's 3 main points, just like in Waking Up. So the first one is the layout feels very similar to Netflix in the sense that everything's brightly colored, you have like these really great pictures, and it's easy to see all of these different content and attributes. But the second point is that it actually might be kind of hard to locate all of these attributes of these content just because it can feel overwhelming. They try to get around this by actually having these tabs where you can click to find a specific category in each section, which definitely helps. But I find myself sometimes kind of lost about what I'm trying to listen to, what I'm trying to find based off of my specific need. And then lastly, I will say that, it doesn't really start you off on a specific journey like how the Waking Up app does. It's really kind of more geared towards a choose your own adventure, which, works for some people and might not work for some beginners, because if beginners need to know actually how to meditate, it might be a little bit harder to find that content right from the beginning. So again, really beautiful layout, but might be a little bit more difficult to find the content that you're looking for in an easy way. The Waking Up app got actually an 8.7, but the Calm app only got a 7.1. All right, time for our third and final round. Let's see who wins for range of functionality. So as you see, there's theory and practice here, right? And so in theory, you have these lessons, conversations, and Q&A, and in practice, you have these different types of meditation. And it has these actually more advanced sections that are more geared towards, more traditional styles of training within meditation. But really, the app doesn't really have much functionality outside of that in comparison to the Calm app. But what this app is really geared towards, and what their tagline is that they want to focus on understanding the mind for the outcome of actually living a more balanced life. So it's a bit more of a scientific approach to meditation versus how the Calm app is. For range of functionality for Calm, like I said, it really is the Netflix of meditation apps in the sense that there's just so much content to be explored here, and their interface really makes you want to discover it as well. And so, there's sleeping attributes here, there's music attributes, there have the body meditations as well as breathing exercises and master classes. So there's just really a plethora of different content and functionality within this application in comparison to the Waking Up app. But really, it's geared more towards the aspect of focusing on sleep more, stress less, and actually live a better life, which again is a similar outcome to Waking Up, but their approach and how they do it with all the different types of functionality and the funness to it all is really a different feel than the Waking Up app. So the Waking Up app came in at 7.2, and the Calm app came in at a whopping 8.6. All right, our mathematicians have been crunching these numbers pretty hard in the back, and ultimately the Waking Up app came in at 7.8, and the Calm app came in at 8.1, which means that the Calm app is our victor for the evening for this mindfulness meditation competition. All right, now let's break it down for you to tell you which app will actually be best suited for you based off of your own personal experience. Ask yourself this question: have you actually ever meditated before? If the answer to that question is no, then honestly use both apps for their trials, because both of them give 7-day trials, and honestly, it's what I did when I first started, and it really helped me kind of hone in on which one I liked more. So if you have meditated before, then ask yourself this question: are you currently struggling with an issue day to day, like lack of sleep, lack of happiness, maybe stress, anxiety? Then honestly, the Calm app is probably the best app for you, because I've found it to be the most therapeutic type of app, because it really goes into the mentality and reasons why you're feeling that way, and really gives you a nice step-by-step guide and process to get out of those negative feelings. So if you're not dealing with any of those issues day after day, and it's not really debilitating, then honestly, I recommend the Waking Up app, because it's a good overall app for mindfulness and meditation practice, as well as the lessons and the lectures that Sam Harris gives you will honestly be really beneficial for all aspects of your life. Thanks for tuning into tonight's mindfulness meditation competition. And remember, if you want to actually get 1 month free of the Waking Up app, click the link below. I'm not sure how long it'll work, so take advantage of it while we can. Also, if you're interested to hear my perspective on why mindfulness outside of your practice is more important than meditating in the first place, then check out this video over here called Don't Meditate. All right, with that, I'll see you in the next video.